ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome to episode 7 of Grim Squadron Radio, coming at you live from the Outer Rim territories. My name's Zeph. Joining me is Jedi Luigi. Luigi, how you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Not too bad. So we were a little bit on a extended hiatus. We had some technical difficulties, some blue milk difficulties, but we're back in action. We're here to give our thoughts, our insight, our entertainment, all for you.
Oh yeah, we got a lot on the docket. It's been let's not get into how long it's been, but we got some juicy things to go over. First of all, it was a while ago, but the new tournament regulations are out and official
Yes.
and happened. Some people are very happy with them. Some people are what's the opposite of happy?
Baby rage.
Yeah, baby rage. You can do that. So let's go over some of those changes. First up, lost and damaged components. If you lose your shit or it's stolen during
Hmm.
a tournament, if you can't find a replacement, you kind of out
You
of luck. Apparently,
lose.
yeah, you lose.
You're SOL and JWF, my friend.
But as long as like even if it's damaged, as long as like you can still read the card. If it's like someone dumps a gallon of Gatorade on it or something, you know,
1 metric gallon.
yeah. Uh, so you can
Well, the
still.
cards are. I mean, would they really get that damage from Gatorade?
I
Like
I
if you
don't know.
just spill it?
I mean, like if someone like rips it in half or something,
Yeah.
something ridiculous happens.
Or maybe like you
Oh
break.
wait, actually no, I lied. You keep the original near you, and the leader creates a proxy.
Oh, neat.
As long whatever you can't read, they just write down.
Yeah, because the cards are all the same.
Yeah.
It's common knowledge. It's not like
Uh, yeah.
but I guess.
Damaged model. If its ship doesn't impede play, you just leave it on the peg.
Hmm.
If it does, you take it off. That's that. And if you like someone snaps your maneuver template in half, you just share it with your opponent.
Yeah.
Maybe not that opponent because they're probably getting kicked out, but
Well, your previous opponent could have went went salty and just ate your dial. What happens if like your opponent gets really mad after you stomp them and they just eat your dial?
Um, I don't know. I don't think this covered. I think you have to find a replacement. I think you
Yeah,
have to. I
you would
think
have to.
you'd have to.
Maybe get yours out of the guy that ate it in the first place.
I don't know if you want to use it then.
Maybe. I mean, a dial's a dial. You got to do what you got to do, man.
I
If you
guess.
got, if it's got dial covers, you got it. You got to go in. Get in
Oh,
there real quick.
that's like $3. All right.
Just got to get in there.
Tokens, legal products, and all that other fun stuff. If the token isn't like an obstacle or bomb and it's third party, that's fine. But you can't have like third party acrylic obstacles or bombs.
Or dice. I never understood the dice because you have acrylic tokens and templates, and the templates and the tokens are fine, but the dice are not fine.
Mm.
I don't necessarily understand that, but whatever. I guess it devalues the dice that Fantasy Flight gives away,
Yep.
which, by the way, are full of bubbles. None of those are like super
I
balanced.
I think
Maybe that's
well,
why, because they have a very specific bubbling pattern
maybe
in the
that would be a
dice.
thing. That I believe it.
That's some
Uh,
like next level wizard stuff, man.
well, you got to make those evade dice suck.
Yeah, you
You
gotta
know,
balance those out towards, green, blank
killing
heavy.
yourself.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, you can't let the players think they can roll hot.
no.
No, not at all. What else do we got? Range lures. As long as they match, they don't care about third party.
Yep.
That's there you go.
So what if
Movement.
somebody has an issue with like let's say I'm playing you and like your maneuver templates or your range ruler is screwed up. What do we do? Is there a new rule
Uh,
with that?
yes. Determining the legality of any questionable third-party tokens, range rulers, and that shit is the marshal's responsibility.
Okay.
Proxies of cards are not allowed unless they are specifically because of lost or damaged components. Uh, basically, the marshal comes over and goes, "What are you doing?" And then it's up to their judgment to decide.
Mhm.
Yep.
And then I think there was something about worst comes to worst, you just share same set of stuff.
Yes. If something crazy happens, or like your opponent has like acrylics and you don't, you can ask to share templates to make the game fair.
If they're fishy.
Yep. And that's that.
Cool. So
Uh,
new tournament regs. Well, wasn't there something?
oh wait,
We're not
there's
done
more.
yet.
I mean,
There's a little
of
bit
the damage
more.
components. You can't measure stuff when you're placing ships, except to determine if you're at range 1 of the board edge.
Okay.
So like if you place your ship down, you can't go, am I at range 3 of this rock? You
Yeah.
can't do that. Or am I at will I hit the rock with a 5 forward? You can't do that.
Yeah.
It's not weird shit. I don't know. They clarified some discard and upgrade cards, because some cards say like when you discard a card or if you flip a card down, they're like, whoa, if you discarding and flipping's the different for some people apparently.
Mm.
I don't know. They're like, just look, it's the same thing basically with discarded cards.
Yeah.
Please stop making a fuss about how we worded it.
It's supposed to fly casual, man.
Yeah. No more taking notes.
No, during matches.
During matches, you can't take notes, and you can't have any reference material. Because some people like to bring like dial reference sheets.
Yes, I've heard about that.
That's apparently a thing. Not anymore.
Nope.
Nope, no outside material.
You're gonna have to just bring a bucket of dials with you and look yourself.
Not even that.
Would that count? Because then again, it is like a legal dial that you're using. I don't know.
Players may reference official rule documents or game components that do not contain hidden information.
Yeah, so dials don't contain hidden information if they're not set.
Uh, I mean, yeah, but like
Yeah, it's not like here.
you're gonna look like a jackass.
Yeah, well, it's the difference being, I have these reference sheets that are not Fantasy Flight Official, or I have a bucket of dials that are Fantasy Flight Official.
I mean, yeah, you could. I don't know.
But then you're the guy with a bucket of dials.
Yeah.
I know a very hungry hippo that would be interested in that bucket of dials. I'm just saying.
Let's not. All right, let's
I'm
go on
just
to the
saying.
part everyone wants to know about. Oh wait, no, hang on. One more thing. Final round is now 120 minutes timed. Let's just take a moment and
I would like to personally thank Fantasy Flight for implementing that rule because almost 3 hours of palp aces. I was.
for those of you who don't know,
Yeah.
me and Zeph here were casting the Grim Regional, and
Mhm.
the top round was Palp Aces versus Palp Aces. Wampa, Inquisitor, Omega Leader, and Palp and a Shuttle. That was the final round.
Mhm.
And we got to see those ships fly to each other for 2 hours.
It was actually just under 3.
Just under 3. But can you imagine how fun that is?
Yeah, I was actually suicidal at that point, I think.
I mean, it was still, it was a good game because it was the final round, the regional win. They really did fly their best, but they were being very cautious because it was the final round. It was also 3 a.m.
Yeah, it was.
I think that also played a part into it. It was rough. So now there's a time limit. So now they have to like fly at each other like suicidal.
Like think of like commentating on like mini golf at 3 in the morning, like PGA tier, Tiger Woods mini golf, 3 in the morning, and it just
Do they
goes
golf
on
at 3 in the
forever.
morning?
No, they don't. But if they did, like Tiger Woods just got drunk. A couple of the other golfers that I don't know about because I don't follow golf got drunk, and they just went to a mini golf at 3 in the morning with Adam Sandler, right? And they just played
Wait,
mini
I
golf.
want to watch that.
Just played mini golf, except it's like ultra serious, even though they're drunk,
I
and it's just
Still be fun.
taking forever to
I think
get
that's.
through hole 3.
I don't know. I think I would watch that. So finally we get to the actual part that I'm not gonna lie about this time. There are no more ties. No more ties, period. Like, you can't draw. Well, I mean, there's TIE fighters, but you can't, like, draw. And there are no more mod wins. Instead, if you and your opponent, either through end of round, the time limit has been called, and you both have the same amount of points,
Somehow.
or somehow, or you both killed everything like with Soonerfell and Dengar, they kill each other, right? If you find like you just wipe each other out to 0 or you're at a tied.
Hmm.
Um, you now follow a new rule called Final Salvo. Woo!
AKA shootout.
Yeah, basically, there's two different ways this works. If you simultaneously fire and kill each other, so like in this situation, Dengar and Soonerfell to kill each other, and everything is dead, you and your opponent count the printed attack value of each of your lists. So let's say list A is Soonerfell, the shuttle, and Omega Leader, or something like that.
332.
332. That would be 8.
8.
So that would
Yes,
be 8.
that's how we math.
And then your opponent had like Dengar and Guri. So his printed value is 2. Guri's value is 3. That's 5. So then your opponent takes 5 dice, and the other player who had Paul Pat takes 8 dice, and you roll off. Whoever gets the most hits and crits wins.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
That's if
Flight's
everything's dead.
Fantasy
I'm
Flight's
not done. I'm not
answer
done. I'm not done.
to intentional draws
Now let's
is
say,
to just take away every draw and make you shoot at each other based off of how much printed attack you have.
yep,
So it encourages you to just have as much printed attack as possible. Like just spam TIE fighters. Alright, so you'll have
yeah,
16
I'm not
dice.
quite done yet. If you manage to not kill enough and you both have the same amount of points, uh, let's say like player A has, I don't know, a jump master, and player B has 2 TIE fighters left, and it somehow works out that they're at the same amount of points. Player A would, with the jump master, would take 2 dice. Player B would take 4 dice because that's all they have left alive.
Okay.
Yeah, so instead of everything, it's now whatever you have left on the board, that's how many dice you rolled as far as like attack value. So it would be 2 versus 4 in this case.
It's still the same thing of, alright, well, we screwed up by adding intentional draws. So we're going to fix that by taking away all draws.
Yep.
And in order to resolve draws, you are going to throw dice based on the amount of red dice your ships can bring to the table, alive or dead, depending.
Yep.
So it literally behooves you to just bring as much red dice as you physically can. So if you just plan on drawing the entire day, play 8 TIE fighters. Because I don't think there's any way to get more dice than 8 TIE fighters.
Uh,
16 dice.
16, you can get almost as much if you're Scum playing Z95s.
Well, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah. It's
Because there's no other way
well,
to
then you have
get
like
the
8
raw
naked TIE
numbers.
fighters. That's not too good.
No, it isn't. But like, if you can just draw the entire day,
I think if you can somehow draw the entire day, I think there are other
you
problems
just
going
win.
on.
You just win. That's a strat. That's a legit strat.
I mean, if you want to not ever win a tournament, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Also, tournament points, because there's no more mod wins, it's now a win is 1 point, a loss is 0.
Just your win-loss.
Yep, that's it basically now. So don't lose and you'll win.
Just don't lose.
Don't lose and you'll win.
All
As for
right.
That's pretty much it for
Mhm.
tournament regs. There is some things about basic structures that I don't have to go into, because most people don't care.
Yeah, the
Uh,
people who care about the stuff actually read the documents anyway.
yeah. Next up is the announcement for ships. We're a bit slow on these, but now that we have had time to digest them, for the ship announcements for Wave 9. Woo!
Wave 9, we got at least our set of previews. Sometimes they do 2 sets of previews, but
Yeah.
this is the official preview for 3 out of the 4 of the Wave 9 ships, and I'm pretty sure
Tomorrow is the
yeah.
Chefcaster.
No, I thought it was Tuesday they do these announcements.
It's Monday.
Oh, it's Monday?
I'm pretty sure it's Monday.
Either or.
Yeah.
Well, we
Yeah,
should have
it's
just put
Monday.
off the show for another week.
No, let's
So we
not.
can add all of Wave 9 in our pocket. But let's go through the 3 out of the 4 of the Wave 9.
I mean, that's pretty good.
Who do you want to
So,
start with? Scum, Rebels, or...
let's do the order that they were released.
Okay.
So, Arc 170. Boom! Here's the
The
preview.
Clone War Special.
Yeah, man. I like the rear arcs. I like auxiliary arcs. I think this is a long time coming.
Tail Gunner, another thing to improve
The fire,
shooting out of your butt
but
arc.
yeah, man.
So it's like a direct buff to the fire spray. Any fire spray. It's a direct buff to Cat Scarlet, Scum Scarlet, who's like Tail Gunner, outmaneuver, YOLO, whatever.
Yeah, man. When you shoot out of your arc with tail gunner,
hmm
you reduce the defender's agility by 1.
They take outmaneuver, and if you're not in their arc, you reduce it by 1 again.
I think that's a little too much.
Well, you can take it.
Well, I mean, you could.
Dude,
I don't,
it makes a TIE Interceptor go from 4 to 2.
that's pretty good.
It makes them hittable.
Yeah. Uh, Alliance Overhaul allows it to have 3 attack dice in the front and 2 in the rear instead of 3 and 3.
Mm.
I like that. That seems fine.
That seems fair because you don't have those massive cannons in the back.
Yeah, exactly. And I think it also allows them not to introduce some kind of weird new firing arc.
Yes.
I think they were like, "What? How can we give it 3 attack dice, but like not give it 3 in the butt?" And that
That
was the answer.
that's the answer.
Yeah, pretty good.
Yeah.
What else do we have?
The
We
only
also.
thing that I kind of wish that there was a generic for the arc, but I can understand why they didn't.
Mhm,
But I don't know. I'll go with it. I'll roll with it. We'll see what happens.
mhm.
The ship has promise. I'm not necessarily sure it'll see prime time all the time PAL basis tier play, but it might be as popular as K Wings, which
I
they're
think
pretty popular.
Braylon Strom is gonna find a niche with players who enjoy stress bots
Mm,
because after he executes any maneuver, he rolls an attack die on a hit or a crit. He removes a stress token.
mm,
So him with like the R2A2, R2A3 or whatever it is. R3A2? R3A2. And Tactician, he just here's 2 stress at range 2, and if I do a green move, I can get rid of all of it. And then, now you're in my rear arc. Here's another stress.
yeah.
I think he's gonna be help control this a
I
lot.
mean, the good thing is that this is a rebel ship, and so the rebels are not really bound by any sort of convention to bring a particular style of play
Yeah, no,
because
people.
they don't win enough to warrant
All right, well,
a
they.
style of play because we've talked about this multiple times in that they have the healthiest variety of lists, the ones that do
I
win.
mean, they did win Worlds 3 times in a row, dude.
You know what I'm saying though, that
I understand.
it's not like the art comes out for imps and it's like, oh, if it doesn't fit into a palp ace niche, guess what, I ain't playing it.
Mm,
Like punishers don't really fit, bombers you
yeah,
really have to do a lot to make them work. It's not like I can roll up with like Omega Leader Soontir or Inquisitor Soontir or Inquisitor
yeah.
Omega Leader Wampa or whatever and just palpace it.
I hear you.
So
No,
that's why
that
it
makes sense.
works. It works for Rebels.
They have a cool new ship as well, another pilot, Thankrel, who's
hmm
basically Biggs, but worse for you.
Oh,
Um, After an enemy ship inside your firing arc at range 1 to 3 attacks another friendly ship, you may perform a free action.
that's not that bad.
If you shoot someone else, he gets a focus. If you shoot someone else, he gets a target lock. Oh man, it's Pilot Skill 4. When he shoots, he's gonna shoot you a lot.
Yeah,
It's also cool if you give him action crew or action droids or the new action torpedo. Can you imagine that? Oh, I'm gonna shoot you. Hey, guess what? I get a free action. Oh, look, I have an action torpedo.
there you go.
And you punish them for that. That's gonna be cool. I think it's gonna have a lot of tricks, and with the upgrades,
I
it
feel like
has.
that's gonna get FAQ'd.
Hmm?
Like action torpedo. That's gonna be some FAQ.
I don't think so.
I don't know. I think so.
We'll see.
We'll see what
Next.
happens. I mean, it holds promise, but it's gimmicks like that that make people cry for no
Well,
reason. It's like, oh, people got upset with the R4, so they nerfed it because Jump Masters,
well, that
and then Jump Masters immediately goes and wins with a different build anyway.
I think the R4 itself, it wasn't really a nerf. It was oh, that we changed how the timing works. I
Yeah,
guess
but they could have did it without nerfing it. It was a nerf.
yeah,
It was like a sneaky way to do it, but that's all right.
that's
Do we
fine.
have anything else with the arc or?
No, I think everything's been said about it that we want to talk about. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, oh, R3. I don't like R3.
Oh yeah, the droid is trash.
I
Ventral
think,
ventral thrusters. By the way, 2 points.
yep.
Called it. 2 points. It is.
All right,
I
yeah.
want to talk about that card because ventral thrusters is hyper competitive with um, auto
Two.
thrusters for the A wing.
Mm,
It's also competitive in a spot on T-70 X-wings,
okay.
and it makes you want to. It's a good. It's because it's 2 points. You can put it on X-wings. You can put it on Kiraxes. You can put it on really anything that doesn't have a barrel in a small ship, and off you go. It's 2 points. It's aggressively costed enough where people will want to pick it over engine upgrade because barrel I think is actually a better action than boost, like 80% of the time.
I think the 2 point cheap like that's gonna make it really like come out.
Yeah, you'll see it a lot.
Oh yeah, I'm planning on running it with Talonbane.
I mean,
Talonbane's gonna get a boost from the Kirax in general. Is just like, oh my god, in action.
push the limit A wings with barrel roll.
Um, I guess actually, I
Who
guess.
needs auto thrusters when you're not in arc?
Mm, yeah, that's true. That's true.
And,
Uh,
and especially since this meta is all about running at you and being in your face, to be able
okay,
to not be in their face benefits you a great deal more.
that's fair. We'll see when it comes out. I'm pretty hyped for it though.
I mean, I kind of wonder how A-wing Hank Hill feels about this.
Pretty excited.
I would hope so because he really didn't like auto thrusters.
Well, oh god,
Yeah,
let's not.
you remember Hank
Okay,
Hill.
Thai Special Forces.
In the trash it goes.
Wow, it's like just not even gonna.
That dial is ugh.
Really?
I just that it doesn't it to warrant that dial. It should have 3 evade, but because it has 2 evade, it needs a more aggressive dial to be good. It's really banking on you just running at them, praying you survive, and then having cute butt shots, and then maybe turning around eventually. But like the million reds, it's really counterproductive.
It's
It
almost like a
forces,
defender.
yeah, but worse because there's no K turn, and I think like all of your hards are red, or 2 out of your 3 hards are red, and you have just
It has a hard two.
signers, and you just have a signers loop to turn around. That's
Yeah.
it. That's the problem. Is that there's no like regular K turn to turn around, and it only has 2 evade, so your options are really limited.
Okay.
And I just they are making in this wave the wave of run at you, get in my face. They have made the Imperial have to run at you and be in your face because he has no other choice,
Hmm.
which is counterproductive to the Imperial playstyle.
Okay. I can see your points. I think Backdraft looks cool though.
I'm not doubting their pilots. I mean, Quick Draw is going to be the clowniest guy ever.
Yeah.
Like, all I'm going to do is wait for you to deploy, and I'm going to put him in front of you, and I'm just going to, what is it, electronic baffle, and just
Yeah.
clown at you. That's all I'm going to do. But after I'm done facing forward, I can't clown you anymore.
Yeah. I mean, Backdraft's cool too because when he's shooting out of his auxiliary arc, he adds a crit result.
Yeah, their pilots are great. It's just the dial is terrible.
I think we'll be able to compensate.
We'll
I
see what
think.
happens when we play it,
Hmm.
but the
Yeah.
dial
Everything.
holds really bad promise. And when we had our first looks at Wave 9, I don't think I would be the only one to say that the Arc technically looked the weakest out of the four. But
Mm,
now I would argue that the TIE SF is the weakest out of the four just because of that dial.
okay. Uh, Another thing, collision detector, 0 points.
Yeah,
You ignore crits when you overlap. Like, it's also when you're rolling for any obstacle damage, you ignore crits,
you
not
could
just when you're
B-roll through
doing the not.
obstacles.
You can boost barrel roll or decloak through them
Hmm.
now. So you just bring debris fields and you would never take damage.
It would be really interesting for scrub tier phantoms, I think.
Oh yeah, because you can make mistakes with them and not
And since they're
lose.
0 points, you could throw them on B wings and
Yep, I
clown
think
around that way.
that is going to be the biggest draw
That's the biggest winner out of that card.
viewing. On certain, I want to say the Star Viper with the cloaking device, but I'm not going to.
I mean, you can.
I can.
You can. I mean, you're already paying 2 points to have the slot. You
Oh,
might as well
right.
pay no points to fill the slot that you weren't going to fill anyway because you took that title for, like, drugs or something.
Yeah.
Or no, you
I'm
took
at,
it for the cloak.
that's you're paying 3 points,
Yeah.
so may as well take it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try it out and see how much I can clown around with it.
Yeah. Clowning is fun.
Definitely.
Um, and there's that new tech upgrade, which
Yeah.
is what is it like?
Sensor cluster.
Yes, and it does the same thing as the one that comes in the T70
Weapons guidance. It's
weapons
basically like
guidance,
that.
but
When you're
for an
defending, you may
evade.
spend a focus token to change one of your blank results to an evade result.
Yes. So that's how I guess they try to make up for the fact that the TIE SF only has two evades and no natural evade action. That's another thing. No natural evade action. And it's
Nope.
not like a defender where I could just meme and here's an evade token.
Hmm.
That it feels like they tried to hybrid like an FO and a defender and they just made like a mutant off-breed mule that
I'd say a
really isn't
T70,
good
not a
at
defender.
either. But you understand where I'm coming from.
I see. Actually, I would argue not a defender, a Star Viper.
That well then yeah, it's like I'm gonna take an E-wing or a Star Viper and like mix it with a tie, and I just get this mutant off-breed mule ship that really isn't good at anything except going forward and then pooping red dice out of my butt because I can't turn around unless I have a clear sloop.
I'm gonna have to see this one like play in action before I give a final verdict. Uh, I think
Like
it will.
like if
I
you
think
equip that sensor cluster to the SF, when are you ever gonna have that focus to use it because you're always going to be stressed because in order to actually maneuver you have to do a red maneuver.
hmm, I think it's gonna come down to
I hope they change
things.
the dial when I
It
hope they
launches.
when it launches
I
like
mean,
they
it's
did
already
with
at the printer, so
with
if they haven't changed
well
it by now,
they did it with the skick.
they did. But that
We'll
doesn't
see what
guarantee they're
happens.
gonna do it every time.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah. All
I'm
right.
not a
Next.
fan.
Okay. We got that.
Or did we?
Next up is the Fang Fighter. We are both the most like of
This
all the
has the
ships.
most promise
Yes.
outside of maybe the Shadowcaster, which we haven't seen yet.
I am absolutely in love with the Fang Fighter. It
It's
is everything I wanted for Scum, as far as like an actual interceptor.
yeah.
The stat line is great. 3-3-4.
Mhm.
Uh, Way more than I expected. I was expecting 3, honestly.
Nope, it's even
Uh,
tankier than a TIE Interceptor, which
mm-hmm.
makes up for the fact that we can equip two mods.
Or an evade action.
Oh, it doesn't have a native evade? Didn't even
No,
notice.
has a target lock.
Oh, it's even better. Screw
Yeah,
that.
they can't kill you if they're dead.
Exactly. I'm
The
Fenrau. Choo, 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 choo.
Yeah, Fenrir pilot skill 9 when attacking or defending if you're both at range 1. he gets an extra attack die, and he doesn't have to be an arc for his ability.
Nope.
If he's at range 1, he's just getting more dice.
Or
So he's
dice.
throwing 5 dice at range 1, and he has 4 evade dice plus the Concord Dawn Protector title, which gives him an evade result period. So he's pretty safe from anything, really.
It just pays to danger zone.
Yeah. He likes living dangerously.
For that guy, you don't take the initiative. You always give it away. Like you go 98 points with a list with him, you give it away and just fight them.
Hmm.
Just run at them all the time.
If you think you can kill them before they shoot, yeah, you arc dodge. You don't arc dodge. You just go in and you're like, boom.
Here you go.
But if you can arc dodge like a B-wing, you probably should. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, we'll see. That's free evade, man.
I
That's
mean,
instant damage mitigation.
well, so is not taking the shot.
Yeah.
It'll be better on the
Danger zone.
generics who are aggressively priced, not as aggressively as I
Mm,
liked.
they're
Uh,
more expensive than like the regular interceptor.
the thing is, I think that they're getting that via the extra hull point. I don't think they should have valued the hull point as much as they did.
We'll
The
see what happens.
pilot skill 1 is 20 points.
Like Fen Rao is in a good spot. Like how much is he with everything?
28.
28 with everything.
Oh no, not with everything. He's
Because you
35.
give him like what push and
Push all
auto
thrusters.
and the title, and he's like
Yeah,
34 points, right?
yeah, something like that.
Something like that. So it it curves off better with the higher pilot skill guys, but their generics are kind of too
They're a little high
expensive.
priced, but they're still you can still take them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna find a use for the all of them.
Oh yeah. Well,
Definitely.
you saw that they had their own spin of your meme 5 list.
They did. Mind link. I'm pretty happy. 20. What is it? It's 25 points without auto thrusters. 27 with. I can make it work. I
Yeah.
can make it work. The PS3 also has an EPT. Not a lot of people are talking about that. That's very strange.
Yeah. You can give it crack.
Crack on a PS3? Ah,
Why not? Crack tie. You have black cracks. These
mhm.
things have 3 dice and a native target lock.
That's pretty good
So
actually.
like roll. You just fly up, target lock. All
Mhm.
right, roll, re-roll, crack.
Mhm. That's pretty good. Also, not for nothing, the Pilot Skill 7 and 6 both have EPTs.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing, right? They didn't like they just gave everyone APTs. They're like, "You know what? We're not going to do that weird thing where only the pilot skill."
It's Mandalorians, man.
Yeah, they all have elite pilot talents.
They're all really good at flying.
And they have good abilities. Old Tarok, at
Mm-hmm.
the start of the combat phase, you may choose an enemy ship at range 1.
You
If
know
you're
who that
inside.
guy is, right?
No.
He's a clone
Oh, that would make sense.
from Terok Squad.
Huh.
That's why
All
he's
right.
called Old Terok. I think he went back to his Mandalorian roots after the war.
Gotcha. Well, when he's at range 1 and inside their firing arc, they he chooses a dude and they discard all focus and evade tokens.
Just throw that shit away, Soontir
Yeah.
Fel.
Yeah,
Throw that
Super
shit
Fell. Hey, guess what?
away.
You're at range 1 and inside my firing arc. Say goodbye to your tokens. They're gone.
You're not gonna need those.
Don't worry. It's not like I have a range 1 shot at you with a target lock and a focus. That is a hard counter to Palp Aces and Jump Masters.
Well, at range 1, they're not gonna be firing their torps anyway.
Well, no, but like that's still pretty good.
Yeah, just
Uh,
run at them.
just you run at them and you.
I mean, it'll be good because it'll prevent them from shooting at something else.
Yes, exactly. He's like Carter Jax but worse.
Worse in a good way.
Yes.
So
Uh,
better.
so he's better. I'm you but stronger. Cad Solus is also good at Pilot Skill 6. When he executes a red maneuver, he assigns 2 focus tokens to his ship.
Double down.
He's just like, you know what? I don't care about
And they
stress.
got that I was gonna say two fang turn, two
And it's,
talon roll.
yeah, man, that's good.
That's some dope stuff. I just hope that With the way that they wrote the article and that they've made it like an interceptor dial,
Mm-hmm.
I'm I'm thinking that they have either one, two, or both of these. Uh, Green hard ones and hard twos. I could see it having both. I could see him having either or,
Yep.
but I can see those the two talent and like a 4 or 5K turn.
I'm gonna say I think it doesn't have a green hard one. I think they would have mentioned like interceptor and tie advanced prototype instead of comparing both of the hard two green ones.
Mm.
That's my main thing. Also, I would not throw away the idea that it might have uh, another Talon roll on there.
I think it would still need
Mm.
a K turn.
My only exception for that, by the way, is if it has a hard, like if it had a hard two and a hard one Talon roll.
Which I mean a hard one talent roll is ridiculous, but yeah.
Do you think you would still need a K turn with a hard one Talon roll?
No, but I don't see them giving them a hard one talent roll.
All right, we'll see. Who knows?
I mean, would it would be clowny. I would be down for it. It's like a good sort of clowny because it would fit in the whole idea of all right, so we're literally in face to face,
Yeah,
range one,
it'd be
and
the
then
most
like here
jousting
I go.
tie of all time. Like not tie, ship of all time.
But I think if they were gonna give it a hard one talent roll,
Mm-hmm.
they would have given him a hard three talent roll as well. I don't
Okay,
think it would have
that's
been a hard one and two. That's
okay.
why it makes me think that there's going to be like a
There will be a
4K
K
turn
turn.
or a
Yeah,
5K turn.
definitely.
Pretty
I
sure it's a
th
4K turn, but
yeah, we'll see.
mm,
I think that about covers everything that they've announced so far. Mm.
upgrade cards. There
It
weren't that many
has
with this
two:
one. Yeah,
the title and fearlessness, which adds a hit when you're at range one in an arc.
scum only.
Scum only. So Cast Scarlet gets if she's shooting at range one out of her butt with this
If you give her fearlessness,
and Tail Gunner. Um,
I think outmaneuver's better though.
I'm just saying like
Yeah,
this Tail Gunner, their agility is reduced by one. You're adding an extra hit automatically. You're throwing 5 dice. I mean, they're probably not going to live through that.
you'd be surprised because you just like blank out, right?
Well, yeah, but you can't account for that. But yeah, that's it. That's all of Fantasy Flight news that we've had recently. I mean, they did announce some prize support for nationals, something.
Yeah, I think it was
I don't
nationals
nationals.
with
Well,
the
nationals
with
already
the
happened. They, I don't know why they announced it, but they did.
oh, it was the boss called art
Yeah, boss call art.
and
There's
there's something secret for day two.
oh no, it's Worlds. I
Oh
think
yeah, worlds.
Worlds. Yeah, Worlds. Alt art Bosk,
Hmm.
and there's gonna be a secret announcement day of.
Yeah.
So we're all gonna be waiting for
Only
that.
for people who that make it to day two,
Yep, they get it.
and you don't
So
even know what it is.
probably, my God, Alt art Palpatine. What would you do?
I don't think they give. I don't. I do not think that's where they give the Alt Art Palpatine. If anything gets the Alt Art Palpatine, I think it's going to be the next Store Championship season.
Oh yeah, probably. But
It's
like
like
something funny.
it'll fit the way of um
They give out crew like that.
yeah, like the C3PO. If anything for day two, I think it's going to be something like an Alt Art Howley
That would be cool.
or an Alt Art Inquisitor, something like that.
Yo, like Alt art Talonbane.
But I don't know about Alt Art Talonbane.
Well, actually, we have never even seen his face. So.
Yeah, we don't even know who he is. That's why I'm like, Hell Runner, we actually know what she looks like. She was in Star Wars Galaxies. There's actual art of her pilot in Armada that you could actually just use. You can
Yeah.
just reuse it.
I mean, they
And
have a
there's
lot
your
of
alt
it.
art,
So
and
we'll see
everyone
what
would love it.
happens, as usual.
Mhm.
Anything? That's it for news then. Now we can just talk about some local things that have
Talk
happened.
about, well, don't we want to talk about
Oh yeah, the system
Coruscant?
open-ended.
Poland.
Yeah,
Poland wins.
Peter from the Polish Open, he won
Yeah.
the Coruscant Invitational.
Just
He is
goes to show you
Mhm.
that a long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away, Poland can in fact into space.
Oh,
Yeah, man, Poland into space.
I didn't even think of it. Oh my god. All right. Oh my god. All right. We'll text the dank meme guy later
Yeah.
about that. He'll love it. So there we go. Yeah, Peter won. Congratulations, Peter.
Hmm.
He had for his 3 lists that he had to use the worst ships in X-Wing.
Hmm.
For Empire, he took a Mega Leader, Inquisitor, Wampa, and a Cutlass Squadron pilot, which is a Punisher.
So instead of Palp, he just put the turd that he was forced to use.
Yeah, he gave it some ordnance and long range scanners and was like, here. And it did
I'm
work.
I'm just gonna I'm just gonna exist.
I'm just gonna exist. And it did not like fail to do its job.
Rebels, it looks like a TLT build.
Yeah, Miranda, Gold Squadron pilot, and Rebel.
And a Rebel operative.
Just like the least amount of damage you can do. 16.
Recon Hawks, baby.
I don't think you even had recon. I think
Well, that
it's
well, yeah. Well, still, well, you might as well. It's
I
25 points,
I
and
don't think
then,
he did.
but think about it. Like, how much? Like the Gold Squadron with a droid is going to be,
25.
unless it's a stress droid. We don't know what it actually is because they didn't stream it. We don't know.
They did post the lists online. I just haven't found them.
Oh,
Oh wait,
well,
no, I did. I did. Hang on, give me 1 minute and I'll
all
talk.
right.
But you keep talking about his other
Because I was
lists.
going to say, if it's not the stress droid, like even with the stress droid, how much is Miranda going to run you? That
Uh,
Rebel operative had to have had something other than a twin laser turret.
you'd be
They all have it.
surprised.
They all have it, but I'm just saying, there's no way that the Rebel operative had nothing, because then you have a Y wing and then a K wing, and the K wing is not going to fill out to 50 points, not unless you give it like stupid amounts of ordnance or something silly like that.
Hmm.
But this looks like TLT wing,
Oh
just
wait,
from
here
the
are the lists.
pilots.
Let me find it. Well, there's Ryan's. The our American
Did they
system open.
say what place he got?
I think he got knocked out in the 3rd round.
Okay.
I think. I don't know.
Well, America lost.
Yeah, yeah.
Rip. We
He
clown
got
too
far though.
hard.
I think he got
We
far.
clown too hard. We actually met him. He was a cool guy. I feel
Yeah,
bad because you had to clown
I
him
did. Yeah,
with
I
the
did
Star
vote for the
Viper
Star
pick.
Viper. I don't feel bad about
See,
that.
if you would have voted for the Skick, maybe we could have had USA up there winning it
Well, we didn't. So,
because
oh
he
yeah, I
had.
have all his lists.
All right.
His Imperial list was 99 points. It
Mhm.
was a Punisher with homing missiles, long range scanners, and extra munitions.
Okay.
I could see that. His Imperial list was at 100 points.
I thought
His,
I thought you just gave the Imperial list with the
I
pun.
know, I was just
Yeah.
giving you like what upgrades the Punisher had.
Yeah.
Rebel list had Miranda with TLT, extra munitions, Sabine, Connornet and proxy mines, advanced slam, and ion bombs.
All right. How many points is that?
That is 50 something points,
All
like
right.
58. Gold Squadron pilot had R3A2 and twin laser turret,
Okay.
and the Rebel operative had twin laser turret and Janovers.
See, it still had something.
All right,
It still had
whatever,
something.
fine.
It wasn't Recon. Recon's my choice.
Yeah,
But Jan is like when somebody focuses, you get an evade, right?
yeah.
So yeah, that there you go.
And his scum list, which he won with, by the way,
Mm-hmm.
he won
Dengar Guri.
98 points.
Doesn't that
Push the
make you
limit.
happy?
It does. Push the limit. Gonk. R5P8 feedback array, punishing one engine upgrade.
I do like the change to Gonk where you can double Gonk again.
Yeah, I think this was before
It
that.
makes
Though.
Gonk like viable now.
I think this was before that though.
No, I think it came out afterwards. Otherwise, it
All
wouldn't
right,
have double Gonk.
probably yeah. And then Guri was Lone Wolf Rago Auto Thruster Sensor Jammer.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm pretty cool with that. Good job, Peter. And
Peter, Poland can into space thanks to Peter.
yeah, there we go.
Good stuff.
So that was the system open, guys. Maybe they'll stream it next time.
Yeah. If they ever need streamers, we're right here, man.
Yeah,
Hook
please.
us up.
Please
We're
give.
down.
Anyway, as for local X-Wing news, me and Gus have been playing in an escalation league.
Yep. The
Uh,
summer's been rather dry for our tournament scene.
well, we're
Uh,
also on Long Island.
well, well, last year it wasn't this dry. I think this is in part that um people are tired and or just straight up out of the spring kits, and uh we expected the summer kits to come out a little bit sooner than August. I think that's why the summer was kind of lacking in terms of local tournaments, but we had a couple. I went to a store in Fire and Ice a couple weeks ago. It was a low turnout, but it was pretty good. Imp saved the day. We had our Hangar Bay event. Would you like to explain the Hangar Bay event since that's your baby?
Yeah, it's basically exactly the same as Fantasy Flight did it. You bring two 100-point lists, and our difference was they could be the same faction. You just could not share any pilots between them.
Oh, I didn't know this was an actual Fantasy Flight thing that they put
Yeah,
out.
they did this. This is why I did it.
Oh, I
Yeah.
thought you made this up.
No.
Oh, well,
Not
I
that.
was crediting you with false genius.
Yeah, there you go. I did change it though because when Fantasy Flight's version, you had to use different factions.
Oh,
So for ours, I did the Squadron rule where you
yeah.
can't use the same pilots.
I think I like Fantasy Flights a little bit better, to be perfectly honest.
Well, I for us, I didn't want to limit people who didn't have a lot. They could still bring two lists that were different.
How dare you cater to the casual player base,
Yeah, I didn't want to exclude people, so that's why I did it
you
like that.
scumlord.
Uh,
Catering the casuals, how dare you?
well, it was
Just
still
kidding.
fun. People came. It was nice.
No, it was a pretty low turnout. It was just people. We have, in our
It
local
was a
scene,
nice day at
yeah,
summer. People were probably out at the beach.
something
I,
like that.
I kind of wish I was at the beach too, honestly.
I don't take you as a beach person, to
I
be
like to
perfectly
enjoy.
honest.
I haven't been
You
able to get out,
you
so.
surprise me. I've been offering to take you out, but you're always like,
Well, you want to go out downport to catch Pokemon.
what's wrong with that?
It's like 12 o'clock at night. Ugh,
Ah, you're fine.
no.
There's a
Anyway,
beach there. You can catch Pokemon on the beach at 12 at night. See, we're
I'm,
compromised.
no, thank you. So, the Escalation League.
Yes.
I did not play the first week, but you did.
Yes,
What
I
did you
did.
play?
I played. Week one was. Alright, well, before I say what we played, the way the Escalation League works, right? This is an effort to get, like, newer players into the game who don't necessarily have a lot, but they don't want to.
Oh, so when I cater or try to include people, it's bad. But when
Hey,
someone else does, it's
yeah,
suddenly fine.
exactly.
Wow.
Because this isn't a tournament, this is a league.
All right. Well, you can just screw yourself.
Maybe. Alright, anywho, so Escalation League. First week, 30 points.
Okay.
Um, and every week you have to use the same ships. You can use different pilots week to week, but you have to use the same ship. So if you commit to two TIE fighters, week one, guess what? You're using two TIE fighters the rest of the league,
Okay.
which is pretty good. I liked it. It's a neat little concept. Um, so week one, oh, it's 4 weeks, 30, 60, 90, 120. And then there's a cut the top four where you fight with the 120 point list. We just finished week four, and I feel pretty good about my standings. But I'll go week to week. So week one, I had a defender.
Mm-hmm.
The pilot skill 3-1,
Okay.
and then I gave it the one he's 32 points. Forget his name. PS3, and I gave him the TIE X7 title. And I flew against a cracked tie and Wampa,
Okay.
and that guy lost
Huh.
because defender
Yeah. Well, what are you
in,
gonna do
in, in a
against?
straight up man fight. of like point value, even if you have an extra ship, it's defender.
Yeah, what are you gonna do?
You got to do some serious work. Like, all right, you have a crack tie.
Mm-hmm.
Cool, I have a defender. What are you gonna do? Crack on my shields? Oh, you have Wampa, and you don't have anything to force a crit like Pelt.
Mm-hmm.
So you're a Tie Fighter, and I'm
Okay.
a defender.
Yeah.
That's how week one went.
Yeah.
Uh,
My list would have been
mhm.
I think it was like a Lone Wolf Nadru with no, it was a Deadeye Nadru with cluster missiles and chips or something like that
You
and
would have
cloaking
been
device.
defendered.
I would have just not fought you and just cloaked away.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. I
You
would
could
have
have cloaked
cloaked.
away, and I would have been like 4K turn, and you would have been defendered.
No, I wouldn't. I could
Maybe.
outmaneuver you.
It's real. You are hard pressed to outmaneuver a defender.
I could do it.
No, I'm just saying in general. You the player are hard pressed to outmaneuver a ship that has a white 4K.
Or
Or
Riot.
if it's Riot, it's a green any
I mean,
K.
you do just kind of have to like guess. You really need to dedicate your list to kill it in one turn before it does anything to you.
Like even at that, all right. So that's what happened week 3.
All right, well, let's
What you
talk
were
about week two.
discussing.
What did you
So
play week two?
week 2, I had the same defender and 2 crack ties,
I
2 black
can
cracks.
that one well.
I've played against a wonky 2 ordnance Y-wing build, and it was a new player, so I kind of had fun with it.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't like gaming him or anything, but his dice said no,
Oh,
and like I was even like trying to throw bones and whatnot, and it was just not having it.
okay,
Like, oh, I'm gonna fire torps. Oh, I just missed a Tie Fighter
okay,
with guidance chips.
yeah,
So I'm like, oh, well, I
yeah.
can't help you there, bro.
Okay. Uh,
Um,
my week two,
yeah,
I played a Star Viper and a Z95.
nice.
Guri and Kato, I believe.
You wouldn't have
Yes.
played a Star Viper week 1? Cause
It is too
isn't it
expensive.
isn't it like 30 points for the cheapest?
It's 25.
No, dude, it's not too expensive.
Um,
It would have been way
I could have
better than a
taken auto
Z95.
thrusters.
Yeah,
That's it.
yeah.
That's not good.
It's better than the Drew.
I think no.
Yeah, I
Anyway,
think so.
shut up. So
No, can't make me.
I took a Guri with Mind Link and the Z85 Kato with Mind Link,
Okay.
and he had missiles, homing missiles, and Guri had some other stuff. She had a cloaking device or something anyway.
How'd that go?
And I versed a newer player. He was young, and I think he brought a list to it was 2 academies with targeting computer and Vader. Vader. It was Vader.
Vader.
Yeah.
But because he's a new player, without the targeting
Yeah. He had
computer, huh?
calculation.
Oh.
Yeah. That it did
Oh.
not end well for him.
No.
I tried to help him out, show him some things. However, after that game, I was like, "Hey, look, let me help you with this list." And he's like, "Oh, okay," And I swapped those ties out for black cracks,
Nice.
and Vader just had adaptability
Also good.
to fit the black cracks. So that was that, and then we flew that again. And this time he did a way better.
hmm
Way better, like he won.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's
So
way better.
yeah,
Cool.
unfortunately
Winning
it
is
wasn't
way
the league
better.
match. It
Yeah.
wasn't the league match, but I feel like I did help him.
Hindsight,
Yeah.
this will prepare you for your 90 points.
Well, yeah, for 90 points, he's like, "Yeah, I'm just gonna take this and add 2 black cracks." I'm like, "All right, good for you."
Yeah.
I did not face him week 3. Well, I wouldn't, but
Yeah.
I'm sure he had a good time.
So week 3 was the meme fight. All right.
Oh God.
It was. I think Dave ran 5 or 6 A-wing. I think
Yeah,
it
he
was
threw 6 A-wings at you.
6 A-wings. 6 A-wings.
Yep.
and I had Hal Runner with crack, two black cracks, and Ryad.
Okay.
And he funneled. I managed to. There was some weird. All right, so he deployed on one corner. I didn't want to joust it, so I deployed in the other.
Yep.
And so I was like, my way of slow rolling is like hard one left, hard one up, hard one left, and then by the time I have to hit a rock, it's all right. Am I committing to go down the left side of the board? Am I going down the board?
Okay.
And so I decided to go to the left side of the board. He went down my end towards the board,
Okay.
and uh, it kind of funneled into these two like asteroids,
Okay.
and it was kind of like Thermopylae almost, where like he was funneling A-wings almost, like one at a time or two at a time, and the formation kind of shattered, and he couldn't get all of his guns on target, and half the guns he could have on target didn't have actions because they bumped because of fitting through
Yeah.
asteroids at odd angles. Ryad did not have a good day that day.
Gotcha.
She took a lot of damage. I think she even died, or she had like one hit point left. It was really like she had like one hit point left. She should have died. And the ties did like a lot of work, just killing A wing after A wing after A wing. It was like he threw numbers at me, and it just
Oh yeah, I heard he wasn't rolling too hot though as
no.
well. Like,
But like even so, he was never in a position to have like a lot of mods.
gotcha.
Like it wasn't like
That's never good.
it
Like if
wasn't
you
like he
can't.
rolled bad, but he had a focus, so it fixed it. It was like he rolled bad, and he never had a mod because he was bumped because positioning, and yeah.
Yeah, positioning will kill you. Week 3, I versed. I had a hawk. I added a hawk to my list, so I was like, all right, here's a hawk.
Oh.
Powwow and Mindlink. I'm like, all right, this is gonna be good. So there was that, and then I versed a double K-wing, or it was a K-wing with two Y-wings, and they all had bombs,
Okay.
like all bombs.
Yeah.
No, it was two K-wings with bombs, basically. I think. So I just want you to imagine the board had. I think by the time the game was done, he had deployed all of his bombs, or most of them.
Oh.
So there's like he just had bombs. I want you to know that. Like, I was versing the bomb meme list.
Yeah.
Just like I could not like I had to carefully like work on the outer edge of the map because the inside of the map, it was all bombs. Like between the asteroids, like
I
he
think
flew
I saw that actually.
yeah, he flew between the asteroids and he's like, "Oh, I'm just gonna drop a bomb here." And I was like, "Well, I guess I'm never going to the center of the map then."
No, I'm just gonna deny you avenues of movement, and then I lose.
Uh, he had some one like he was a newer player as well.
Yeah.
He had some opportunities I think he could have taken instead to drop better positioning bombs, but
Okay.
he didn't take them. I don't think he didn't see them. Some of them I thought were like, all right, mate, he's probably gonna do this, so I have to do this, and then he didn't. I was like, oh. There was like the first engagement where I think if he just went straight at me and dropped a bomb, I couldn't avoid it.
Yeah.
But I guess he thought I would be more aggressive.
He wanted to be cheeky and like deny you avenues of movement, and
Yeah,
you're
he did.
like, well, I don't care,
Yeah, that's all right
because
though.
I'm like a Star Viper, and so I could just hard one and not care. And he's like, oh, I'm a
Mhm.
K-wing, so I guess you don't care.
Yeah. How did you do week 4? Well, what'd you fly?
Week 4 was because I didn't want to. So the normal build for what I was building up to is Riyadh with X7, push the limit, Time Mark 2, three black cracks, and Hollywood crack. But I didn't want to have extra cracks, so I used instead. I bumped Riyadh to Tractor Beam Vessery. He's a staple in my MFETs list. So Vessery with TIE D, Tractor Beam, VI, and TIE Mark II.
Mm-hmm.
I had Omega Leader with Com Relay Juke. I had Hound Runner with Crack. I had Scourge with Crack, and I had Mauler Mythal with Crack. And they filled in the nice box. And yeah, and I played against Pout Bases.
Yeah.
So it was Pout, it was Carner Jax,
Mm-hmm.
it was the Inquisitor, and Omega Leader.
I heard you had a
And
rough game.
it wasn't rough. It was close, and it was like on edge. Like a rough game is like the beginning was rough because I was just getting shoddy dice, but it was pretty intense. And I guess it wasn't rough because I didn't lose. So, but I had
Mm-hmm.
a rough start. I lost Muller Mythil right off the bat. Next turn, I lost Power Runner off the bat, and then the turn after that, I got like 2 hits on Scourge,
Okay.
and Muller Mythil didn't even get to use his crack. He didn't get to do anything, and I popped Howley's crack like right away, and
Yeah.
Scourge's crack like right away because I'm like, wow, I'm gonna lose these Tie Fighters like yesterday.
I mean, hey, you may as well get the damage through.
You might as well use them.
Yeah.
And but I managed to, I think in the first round of my shooting, just straight up ace the Inquisitor by just hammering him with the Defender. And this is what the Tractor Beam Defender is designed to do. With a good roll, you're going to force your opponent to spend his tokens. And then you set your primary attack on a good roll with with constant target locks because I have Omega Leader locking the guy I want to shoot,
Mm-hmm.
right? I'm going to always have a good roll most of the time, with the exception of like blanking out twice with target lock. But if with decent rolls and with the target lock and a focus, I should always have decent rolls.
Yeah.
Um, I'm going to force you to spend your tokens on his 2 attacks, and so that opens up the crack ties to push damage through because now
Yeah.
you have to pout, and then I'll crack the pout, or you have to you don't have anything really. And I have Howl Runner, so my attack's gonna be better. It was range 1, and it was just you're gonna have a bad day.
Okay.
Um, his failing was that I think he decided to joust the murder box.
Oh yeah, you don't just that. You don't just that.
I mean, he came with Connor Jax on the outside, but he
Oh.
wasn't really fully committed into the fight by the time like I lost Muller Mythil and he lost the
Okay.
Inquisitor. And he committed the shuttle to the fight too, but the shuttle kind of lagged behind because he wanted to like slow roll the shuttle a bit, but
I
he
think
just got out of range or something like that.
position.
I'm not entirely.
You have to be very careful with positioning with pal
Yeah.
bases.
He decided to man fight me, and it worked initially, but I got the Inquisitor down. I managed to tag the Interceptor down to 2 and broke its stealth device, and we were able to get his Omega Leader in a position to where he didn't have a target lock because he had a K turn, and he didn't have an evade token because he had to spend it.
Okay. All right. I myself had a very difficult match.
Okay.
For this game, I was like, wait, I might actually be able to get in the top 4 cut.
Mm-hmm.
I had to go a little more competitive than what with mine fives.
Okay.
So instead, I added Dengar.
Okay.
I had Guri. With
I got the
a
end of
lone,
this.
yeah, lone wolf, cloaking device. Cloaking device? No, I had something else.
Yeah.
Guri. Then I had a blocker Z.
Mm-hmm.
And then I had the Hawk, which was Torkoal with TLT. And I versed a fully decked out Ghost with 3 Z95s.
Spooky Ghost.
The one of the Z95s was Lieutenant Blount with missiles, and everyone had missiles. And he had the tracers.
Ooh.
It was a very long and difficult fight.
You barely lost.
I barely lost. It was against the Ghost. The Ghost had 2 health left. Not the VCX had 2 health left.
Yeah.
and Guri had one, and I just could not get out of range of the
That navigator,
dorsal.
man.
Yeah. Uh,
Navigator's pain.
well, that and Hera's ability. He had both.
Yeah. So navigator hair, it's like, all right, well, I'm always going to hug you.
hmm I I could have done another move, but I wanted my action, and I didn't feel comfortable, so
Yeah.
it was rough.
Yeah.
I would say I did way better than I thought I would.
Yeah.
He did actually have to poop out the shuttle.
So what are
And
you, 2-2 or 3-1 or?
3-1.
Oh, that's still good.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I'm the only actual 4-0.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone else is 4-0.
Okay.
Pretty sure. Maybe Dan is? I
Dan,
don't think
maybe?
so.
I don't know. But yeah, that's that for our local
And I
news.
think that's it in general. I don't think we have
Yeah.
anything else on the docket.
No, that's pretty much it.
All right, friends. It was fun. Again, I missed this. It's been a while.
Yeah, we're gonna make sure to try to keep this up regularly. It's just been difficult the
Summer's been
last two
hard.
weeks. Yeah.
So, game is hard.
Hmm.
Summer's hard. Life is hard. But we should be back in full function. We'll announce when we have the next episode. But until that time, we would like to wish you all a happy weekend and to stay on target and fly casual.
Hmm. See
Take it
you
easy.
next time, pilots.
See you next time.